So welcome everybody to a special multidimensional healing. This is from the offshoot of an event we had called Healing Anger. And so I've already created a group field, and everyone who's listening to the replay, consider yourself automatically in this group field because I made that intention. And those of you who are listening live, you are too, because you showed up. And again, I made the intention that you're included. So just sense in to the sacred space around you. I want to acknowledge the energetics of divine consciousness I call source. They're an amalgam. There are a variety of divine mothers or goddess energy that I call Devi. Devi energy is the female aspect of the divine, and also Mother Earth, some elemental magic, and master healers, including Merlin of magical transformation, Christ consciousness. It's basically Shiva and Shakti energy, if you're familiar with those terms in the Hindu culture. But I also want to acknowledge a very special guest who comes into every single session that we do, and she has been from the very beginning, but I didn't always know it. That is the beauty of mystery. The Angel Jophiel. The Angel Jophiel is going to come into your system, and she usually comes in through the crown, settles into your heart and spine on the count of 3, 2, 1. And to me, because I've been working with her for a very long time, she just feels like home. It just feels like home. So welcoming her into your system to help guide you, to help illuminate things. She is the angel of creation, creativity, illumination. And we're also going to start with a little bit of sound healing, the vibration of sound. My voice carries frequencies as I talk, but the vibration of sound, real potent force. And I'm just going to keep it simple and chant the sound of Om 3 times. Om is the sound of the divine, and you're welcome to join us. I'm going to be taking 3 deep breaths, and on the out breath, saying the word Om. You can do it quietly to yourself, or just out loud, or just allow the vibration to move in, around, and through you. Taking the first deep breath in. Om. And the second breath. Om. And the third breath. Om. Wonderful. I don't know if you noticed, but it really adds a sense of stillness to the group field, sense of quiet, or maybe just a little bit more peace. So we're going to start with the earth breath, and then we're going to go into whatever source wants to utilize with the remaining time we have left. The earth breath is something that came forward as a grounding technique originally, but what it really is a beautiful diagnostic. Because as we practice grounding and I recalibrate your chakras and your system to this grounding, it helps illuminate what isn't grounded. Isn't that a beautiful thing? If you're doing transformation, if you're on a path of inner work, yeah, that is a beautiful thing to know what you're not seeing, to know what's going on in your system. So, starting with some simple grounding, breathing down through your root chakra. And for those of you new, I'm going to just update your grounding cord with high frequency grounding structures, just like getting an update on your smartphone or any kind of applications. There we go. I don't know if you noticed. It's much easier to ground now. Beautiful. So grounding it down through the root chakra, through the chair, floor, bed, couch you're sitting on, all the way through the bottom layers of your house or building into the topsoil, the various geological layers of the earth, into the molten core, where we're going to connect with the heart of Gaia. And as Gaia, plug into her like you are plugging in to a wall socket, but more appropriately, like an umbilical cord into Earth. Because as we connect to Earth, we instantly recognize that natural essence, that life force that is who we are on a body level, on an energetic level. The earth is awakening, carrying divinity. We are awakening, carrying divinity. Like recognizes like. So if you're having trouble with this connection, inviting you to use your breath by gently breathing in through your nose to receive everything that's coming forward to you. Grounding with the earth grounding with you, and exhaling out through your mouth. 2 beats longer than you were breathing in. As you're breathing in through your nose, receiving the energy of the earth, receiving this oneness, receiving the earth's union with you as a grounded, anchored source of life. You're literally letting the earth breathe, not with you, breathe as you. So let's pull this energy up now from the center of the earth, up into our feet, ankles, calves, knees, up into our thighs and hips, up into our bellies, and the sternum and rib cage, up following the spine into our chest area and heart, to our shoulders and down each of the arms, all the way into the palms and fingers and fingertips, up into the neck, the face, the whole skull, the crown, and really bringing in that life force energy that is your divine self to come into union with the earth again as one single breath, one single heartbeat, one single I am. So breathing in through your nose, receiving this elevated energy of oneness to remind you just how connected you are. And exhaling out with a big whoosh. 2 beats longer than you inhaled. To let go of everything that doesn't want to be present, that doesn't want to ground. There you go. Some of you just settled in a little bit more. Good job. Good job. So as you continue with this earth breath, breathing with earth, allowing the earth to breathe you, breathing in with your nose, exhaling with your mouth. I'm going to help recalibrate your system by focusing in on your chakras. Like like we pulled into a garage, a sacred divine garage, and you're getting an energetic tune up. So just continue with the earth breath in whatever way feels comfortable. You could even envision that it's a beam of light, and this beam of light with you in the very center is breathing you like a rhythm or a pulse. And focusing in on the subroot first chakra or earth star, which is a couple feet below your feet. And what's down there, again, your earth star is how you connect to the earth. And what's going on with the earth right now is a lot of change. She's going through a lot of transformation, just like we are. And there's some excruciating, that's the word that's coming forward, pain in connecting with the earth. Any of you following world politics, any of you following world events, even after the pandemic, what happened during the pandemic, a lot of excruciating pain. And so when you have this kind of pain at the subroot first chakra or in the earth star, trying to ground through that, because that's a lot of karmic history, that's maybe genetic history, you're going to bump into that pain, right? So we're going to take a moment to acknowledge. Oh, and for some of you, it's literally in the soles of your feet. Or your left leg, or your knee, or your left hip, or your left pelvis. There we go. This excruciating pain has trauma, which is has a trauma imprint, which is grief. There's definitely anger there, but it's heavier on the grief. There we go. Beautiful. So what's happening here is Source is working just to clear out those little pockets that were hitting and preventing you from grounding. So now moving into the root chakra. Ooh, there's some disconnect there that says, yep, that's a defense mechanism that says, I'm not going to go down in that excruciating pain or allow that excruciating pain up or allow my awareness into my root chakra because there's this same, oh, no. Ooh, there's it's rage associated with whatever that wound was that created an excruciating, painful event. There's some rage attached to that. And grief and trauma. Yeah, so I'm sensing that whatever trauma is associated with the anger that you're currently dealing with is what we're focusing on in this healing. It typically doesn't go that deep. I'm not in charge. So there's some trauma that's ready to be released. Just embrace it. Just embrace it. And when we point to trauma, it's networked, it's entangled with a whole mesh of emotions. Yes, anger and rage is part of it, but it's the trauma you most associate with anger. For some of you, that's grief, loss. Others of you, it's just painful hurt. There we go. So we're just doing some chakra clearing of this particular issue. It's probably all the time we're going to have to do to focus on this. Coming into the sacral chakra, and just continue with your breath, with that connection to oneness, with that anchoring as much as possible. If you happen to get knocked out and get tired, that's okay too. Follow what your body's doing. But if you can stay awake and aware, your awareness may illuminate something for you. Whatever your experiences of this, just allow that to be as well. Yep, in your sacral, it's more of that excruciating element of the trauma. Especially in your pelvis, in your sit bones. It's literally something you don't want to sit with. Um, and when I do this kind of work, we bump into this a lot. Again, I wasn't expecting to bump into something so deep and heavy with this group healing, but it is what it is. So whatever the question for your awareness here is, you know, what can't you sit with? What trauma, what anger is arising that is really uncomfortable? And can you? You know, what would it be like to be free of that? You don't have to go into it specifically, but you do have to drop your awareness into it, name it, list it. And then the next question is, what would it be like to be free of that? And allow both to be true. There, that helped. That really helped, that awareness that you put there. And if you're listening to this on a replay, maybe you want to pause and make that list. What's troubling you? What seems to be too much that you can't stomach or can't sit with? And it's probably going to be something really uncomfortable that's just outside your awareness. So maybe this is helping with that awareness. In fact, I'm going to put in some structures right now. Beautiful. That really helped clear up your sacral chakra. So now coming into the third, yep, there's that control. That control says, everything's fine. Move on, go about your business. That is the denial, what we call resistance. And it can apply to things going on in your current life, but it is also something that is a pattern that goes way back in your ancestral, way back in your karmic history. And that says, you know, life is easier when we pretend. We pretend everything's okay. And we talked about this in the beginning when we were breaking down some of the myths of anger. You know, we so often put on a mask and say everything's okay, everything is happy, when in reality, you know, we all carry these buried wounds that haven't been dealt with. And not only is brave and courageous, it's really healthy to work through it. You don't even need to actually, you know, go to therapy. Therapy may help, but the new kind of therapy is this kind of energetic deconstruction where you just are able to get your awareness into it, and that awareness breaks it up for you. Beautiful. Okay, so tuning into the third chakra. Yeah, there's still resistance there. Here's more of that anger. Those of you with resentment, disappointment, that's what's in the third chakra. Oof, again, a little bit of that seething rage. And who doesn't want to rage at some of the injustices happening right now? And hate. And there is hate. There's hate in the world. There's hate erupting in the world. And when I'm doing this collective healing, sometimes that's what's brought in, because when there's hate in the world around us, we can't help but bump into it as hidden levels within our own psyche and also our own energetic system. There we go. Now the third chakra is opening. There's that sadness. Oof. Yeah, and we'll have to do some more work here because we're not going to get into the third chakra as deep as I want. It's the inability to let go here that is the biggest problem. To let go of control, to let go into the sadness, to let go into whatever that unresolved trauma is, that is causing that block. But again, we don't have time to get into it, but we are putting structures in because it did open up. It softened a great deal here. And I think that's about the best we can do with this. There we go. Yeah, for some of you, the third chakra won't really let go because it's a nice defense mechanism to help guide you through the next couple of phases where you'll be working through some deeper levels of it. And you don't necessarily want to drop right into this, especially this kind of excruciating pain. So the third chakra actually does a really valuable service in protecting you as a defense mechanism until you're ready to and able to deal with whatever is underneath that. So we're going to move on to the heart. Yep, there's the trauma pain. Beautiful. And because we worked on some of the other chakras, the heart moved out pretty quickly. The focus here is the trauma that's most associated with whatever is coming up for you as anger. Wow, that did move pretty quickly. Coming into the throat chakra. More unexpressed trauma, unspoken trauma. pain, frustration, disappointment, resentment, hurt. There we go. And again, moving pretty quickly. Coming into the brow chakra. Exhaustion. Brain is exhausted. Those of you who have a lot of mental patterns, exhausted with those negative thoughts tied to that pain that can really be haunting. I'm tying some of those neural pathways now. Bringing in some energizing and clearing. Work on the jaw, the nasal passages, the eyes, the ears. There we go. Clearing the brain consciousness, any particular areas of the brain like the amygdala, really associated with danger and anger. There's an alert to your biochemistry. There we go. Doing a little quick reset here. Beautiful. And now up into the crown. Opening up the crown to the extent it's ready to receive. Receive, receive, receive. Light pouring in now, coming all the way down your spine and the rest of your system. To really connect to that flow. So coming back to that earth breath, if you let it go. Notice how your connection to your body, connection to the earth, connection to your divinity, it's a little bit more smoother. Again, there's still some rough spots there, but breathing with the oneness, allowing the oneness to breathe you, grounded and anchored with the earth. Earth breathing as you, with you, for you. In through the nose, receiving all this beautiful grace-filled energy. Out through the mouth, letting go of anything that's still there. Your spine being energized, energetic spine. And now for the last few minutes, we're going to dip into what's called the Truth Tower. This is the energetic portal between worlds with your crown in the center of the galaxy, your spine. Merge with all your timelines, your feet anchored in the center of the earth. We're going to bring in the you that has worked through this entire issue, cleared all the patterns associated with this big trauma associated with anger, which is a lot. There was a lot of things that came up, if you notice. Completely transformed them. And gained all the wisdom through that act of transformation. That's why we don't want to skip that path, because the act of transforming, the process of it, the path of it is where you gain all the wisdom. And what's coming forward as a blueprint that we can bring in as an overlay is a reassurance of love. Not just any kind of love, divine love. The love you have for yourself, the love you have for the divine, because it's one and the same. This reassurance of love is who you are. But anger, especially trauma, can disconnect you from that. In fact, we call it separation consciousness for that very reason. So, for the last few minutes, we're just going to soak up and align the vibration, reassuring love. You can call it nurturing, very much a nurturing energy, but it's also a confidence building energy because the energy of trauma says, I'm not enough, I'm not lovable, I'm broken, I have, and then you can fill in the blanks with those questions that came up earlier. This energy says, not only are you enough, you're loved, you are love. So it brings in a form of confidence that is beyond trauma and stabilizes yourself in it. So I'm going to add some upper dimensional blueprints to reinforce this overlay. Add some alchemy codes that tend to go in the physical body. And throughout your energetic system, to your atoms, cells, quarks, holding the vibrational coherence to help you embody and start living this nurturing love. Sees yourself as divine in all aspects. And when you see yourself as divine, you cannot help but see the divine in everything else. You go outside and the breeze seems lighter and happier and joy-filled. You see a sunset. You can't help but tear up and see the beauty. There's an extra energetic charge. The laughter of a child, the antics of a puppy, and even the regular world troubles seem like they pass right through like weather. And of course, we're working with the divine in our little secret purpose of gathering together, which is not so secret because I'm telling you, is we're sending this same pattern out to all the world. There's a harmonic resonance that instantly connects to this morphogenetic field that spreads this energy out throughout the planet, all of creation, into the atmosphere, the mountaintops, the rivers, lakes, and streams, deep into the soil, to the core of the earth, into the microbes, the plants, the animals, forests, birds, the insects, marine life, and all human lives, all human hearts, especially anyone suffering from this pattern, trauma associated with anger. Dropping these seeds of remembrance and say, hey, psst, you've forgotten just how loved you are. Come on back, wake up. This is the gift, the prayer that is the byproduct of doing this work. Not only do you remember, but you're connected to everyone and everything dimensionally. And so as you remember, your lineage lights up like a piece of fabric. And all the threads in the fabric is a part of the earth, lighting up the remembrance of love. I am love. I am divine. I am whole. I am peace. And peace is me. And as we come to an ending of this beautiful time together, that is the prayer I sing as a sacred Sanskrit mantra, which translates Literally means may we be led from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May we be the peace and freedom conduits for the earth. Asatoma Sakamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mirtramam Tramgamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Guryo Namaha Hari Om. May the peace that reminds you of just how loved you are continue to blossom and flow, filling the space up with love to amplify and expand that sense of love within, and also gratitude. Gratitude for showing up here today for yourself and for your loved ones, for your conditioning, for the world. Thank you to the source guides who always show up for us and are there, whether we know it or not. The Angel Jophiel specifically. Thank you for allowing me to be a conduit. You may wish to sit in this space for 5-10 minutes. Don't become too active or linear too soon. Take the time, follow your own guidance. And until next time, be blessed.